Hey guys, before we get started, I want you to close your eyes and imagine socks, underwear, and t-shirts that feel cozy like a fireplace and soft like a cloud. Well, you're not dreaming, you're talking about Bombas, the thoughtfully designed, better basics that keep you comfy all winter long. They've got merino wool, Pima cotton, even cashmere for those cozy wintertime layers. Plus, every item you buy, they give an item to someone in need. So you can feel good and comfy and help someone else feel great too. So it's bombas.com/TMGW and use code TMGW for 20% off your first purchase. BOMBAS.com/TMGW and use code TMGW at checkout. Go get cozy.
This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Well then cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart.
You guys, it's the first This Might Get Weird of 2023.
Yeah, how's everyone feeling?
Hydrated.
Are you?
Well, look at me. Drinking water.
Well, I didn't know what was in there.
No, it's one of my new Yeti wine glasses from Chip that hasn't touched wine yet.
Oh.
You know, to keep it colder, non-sponsored. I love a Yeti.
Love it.
But I'm trying to, I'm getting right into it.
Get right into it. What are the resolutions? What are you trying to do?
Well, you know, first of all, a cliffhanger, right before we started, you were like, doing dry January.
Doing dry January.
Okay, so tell me what's up. Tell me how's it.
Basically, I'm doing dry January.
That's okay. All right.
No, speaking of, I put every Friday now I've been writing blog posts on our Patreon.
And they're so good. They're so
thanks.
lengthy. I feel like I'm back in Tumblr or WordPress.
Yeah, it feels very much, it's like diary entries. It's like my form of journaling. So go check out our Patreon if you're into that kind of thing. And I was talking about resolutions, and one of the things, I'm so bad at resolutions themselves. I feel like for me, they become just like cliche things. I feel like I should write down, and I never really do them or even like try to achieve them. So I'm instead doing kind of like what I've seen Michael Buckley talk about a lot, which is like focusing on like a word for the year.
Like a theme, like as opposed to a to-do list
that you can come back to in all aspects of your life. And mine this year is try. So I'd like to try more.
Are you the newest try guy?
No, I specifically said not that on our Patreon. I said, not like that. I would just like.
Are you going to cook without recipes?
I mean, that's kind of what I do anyway.
What if you
if it's not a HelloFresh meal.
Ideas.
I know. I decided this year I'm going to try all of the Try Guys.
Everything on every menu.
Yeah. I have this novel idea.
We're the attempt girls.
The capable queens.
No, I like that as a theme. Okay, so try
in all aspects of like try creatively, try new things, try to do the mundane tasks that I always put off. Just activating a little bit of effort.
Yes.
Kind of in all aspects of life. I've been very like sitting back and observing and doing school and like absorbing, and now I'd like to be a little bit more proactive.
No, I hear. Well, first of all, yeah, I would say you've been trying. You got a friggin' master's, so like that is actively trying and learning and
for sure
and creating.
Yeah,
but I understand going. Okay, but now I need to like maybe do some things out of my comfort zone or leave my house, like things that aren't just like solitary.
Yes,
trying.
And with that comes trying to do it without alcohol this month. Really allowing myself to be Grace Helbig, pure and simple in all efforts and aspects of life.
You just got the name for your one-woman show.
There we go. That might happen at some point later. Who knows?
Hello. Well, okay. God, I have so much to talk about.
Well, we got to go back to I'm doing dry January.
I'm doing damp January.
Which I've never heard of, and I can only assume means certain things.
I heard a friend say it yesterday, and I said, that's exactly what I'm doing. Because, okay, look, several factors. One, a whole month is a lot.
Yeah.
It also, and in the world of trying, I get creative with my cocktails. So stripping me of that
I know.
part of my brain.
It's very different. And also just drinking for me lately has been hurting my body and my system. So it's pretty easy to stop right now. And because my guts need a break.
They're nuts.
Yeah. They've been trying more than I have for the last
They've been trying to exit my body through any orifice.
Been trying to tell me something.
No, I have not this weekend, but the next. I have like my high school bestie, Ashley, who I talked about, just went to Kentucky for.
Yeah.
And I went to the parade where we got the spare rib.
The one single rib in a Ziploc bag.
The Marilyn Manson rib wrap. But she's really good about like scheduling girls trips, and she's a mom of 3. And she's one of those people where I'm like, good for you for always being like, no, I'm still going to go to Napa with my girlfriends. No, I'm still going to go do that. Doesn't stop her at all. But so she wants
children.
Yeah, exactly. But so she was planning a little getaway and then realized like in Sedona, they were like, oh, by the way, the spa and restaurant is closed. And it's like, why would you ever come to Arizona? If
the scenery.
What are we? We're here for the hikes? Fuck off.
I'm here for the aesthetic.
Yeah, no, like that's the only reason they were going was to like get rubbed while looking at Orange Mountains, you know? So I was like, well, let's just do Palm Springs.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys have wanted to go, whatever. So it's her and another friend from high school who I shared a room with in Kentucky, and we stayed up till 4 a.m. every night. But so they're coming out to Palm Springs, and so this has been planned a couple months. So I was like, well, I know I'm gonna drink those 4 days.
Yeah.
So instead, January, I'm doing only drink on the weekends.
Nice.
Which for me is still a massive lifestyle change.
Yeah.
So Damp Jan it is.
Damp Jan. Okay.
Oh my God, that would be like the worst thing to the nickname in high school. Old Damp Jan. She smells like mildew. Always. She's always just a little horny.
Do not get in her desk after her social studies period.
Girl, no. But so I did kind of love how much people were posting their both resolutions or like the ins and outs.
Yeah.
I love this new like in and out trend.
Same. And I love seeing what other people post because I feel like I think, kind of cyclically about like the same things that when other people post stuff, I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Mm-hmm. So yeah. What's
so funny though is I saw our friend Claire this morning.
Yeah.
And I'm just talking about like resolutions and stuff. She was like, people got heated about mine. And I was like,
I saw hers.
I was like, about what? You're like the least controversial person ever.
She had a lot of like flowers.
Yeah, she said, I said peonies were out. And people were pissed.
But it's not like a trend alert. It's a personal choice.
Yeah, she was like, I said ice cream was out and chocolate cake was in. I was like, yes, you own a bakery that sells chocolate cake.
It's also for you, right?
Yes.
It's not supposed to be like, here's our BuzzFeed list of like trends and what's out this year.
You're not Nostradamus. It's like, for me personally, I'm trying to drink more still water.
Nice.
That doesn't mean seltzer's out. It just means one of my things. Because I definitely have like more resolutions that I didn't put on the list.
Okay.
Because they're not like inspiring. They're boring.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One, less plastic, less like single-use
plastics.
Plastics and metal. Like just have less recycling.
Yeah.
Just like use cups.
Yeah.
Like brew your own coffee, bitch.
Yeah, the fact that you don't make your own coffee at home blows my mind. We got a new Ninja coffee maker.
Oh, that sounds
Christmas.
dangerous.
I know. It's so stealth. My mom
Is it
got
quiet?
It's so quiet.
Really?
It's super efficient. It takes up very minimal space on our counter. I'm a big fan.
Okay.
I've been looking at it for a long time, and my mom got it first for Christmas. So I recommend it. Non-spawn. But Wish, they make great products.
Well, I like that it's quiet because I use like the world's cheapest little the tiny pot. I drink the whole pot
like
myself.
It's from a dollhouse. Yeah.
It does, yeah. It's Beans' coffee maker.
Yeah.
But that little fucker is so loud that if I'm up before Chip, I'm like, this is straight up gonna wake him up.
You can't,
like an industrial size percolator.
No, you can't hear. And the best part is that we've gotten really into setting the coffee the night before. So it's made by the time we wake up and then it smells like coffee already. It's so nice. Also, I've been buying a lot of products that like I see TikTok recommending.
Really?
And I weeks ago bought one of those sunrise clocks.
Wait, so
it's like a circle, and you can set it so that the alarm goes off, and it like the light gets brighter and brighter to simulate a sunrise.
Chip would throw it against a wall on the first day.
Well, I sleep with the sleep mask on anyway, so I don't even see it. But it has this beautiful bird sounds, like birds are outside to wake me up. So it's way more pleasant than the alarm that's on my phone. And then I take my eye mask off, and then I'm like, oh, look, there's a giant orange light looking at me right now.
Wait, it sounds like you're really setting yourself up for like a delightful morning.
I am. I've been with the no drinking.
Chip would shoot that alarm.
I bet. Elliot did hate it this morning.
Did he?
Because I woke up before and I went to the bathroom and I came out. I heard the birds when I was in the bathroom, then I heard them abruptly turn off. And I came out and he was like, I don't know what I pushed. I pushed a bunch of buttons. I couldn't listen to it.
See, birds, I don't know if I could do birds because like when we were in our full quarantine days on this podcast, you know, we were being like, they were going crazy in our neighborhood to the point where Chip was getting out of bed and throwing frisbees at them.
Yeah, I've in the past thrown sticks and trees to make them stop being so horny from what it sounded like. But these are pleasant and it's got a little like tone behind it that's like a little melodic. So
this
it's
is like Cinderella.
Yeah,
they'd be birds.
It's
from
like Snow White.
It's not. It's not our green parrots and black crows having a war.
No, not at all.
Well, that's really great. See, my coffee maker doesn't have the capabilities for you to set it the night before, but even the idea that I'm cleaning the old filter out after I use it and putting in like a fresh, so all I have to do is hit a button.
Yeah.
I think I'm a CEO.
There you go. That's all you need.
I'm really like, here's 5 things billionaires do every morning. I'm like, well, I don't mean to brag. I throw out the old grounds.
That's how I feel. Like, let me turn off my birds and now look at me. Look at me.
Look at me go.
I have simulated sunshine in a room that has its own windows.
Yeah,
so here we go.
Okay, so you're going to try this year.
I'm going to try this year. I'm excited to. We'll see how that goes. And it feels encouraging and also not overwhelming in a sense of like these super specific goals that if I don't achieve them, I will feel like shame or guilt about.
Yeah.
This is just kind of like a soft blanket over whatever I decide to do this year. And when I feel a little bit lost or confused, it's like nice just to come back to that word and be like, oh, okay, what can I do with that word and how does it work?
I love that.
Yeah, we'll see.
I tried to keep mine more...
which ones are you most excited about?
Okay, let me look at my.
Because I saw you post and I was like, she's in a motivating mood right now.
I was in a motivated mood because also my whole vibe is usually, you know, my resolutions are literally always lose weight and like exercise more, drink less. Like that.
I know. That's why I feel like mine are like get healthy. Make something really, really important and cool.
Yeah, yours is like write the next great American novel and
like prove your worldly significance this year.
Yeah. No pressure. No pressure.
What am I doing to myself?
So instead, mentally, I went. They're usually just those 2 and career goals.
Yeah.
And so in my head, I kind of gave myself, well, be as productive as you can, but like to a certain point, it's out of our hands in our industry.
Yes.
So I'm just like, I'm going to get the things done because you need them out of your system and your brain. But like my goals aren't going to be sell this and then that and then this and then that, you know, because
you can't control any of that.
You can't control what the trend is. So instead I can control like everything I do in between that's going to either like keep my endorphins up or not. So, or is it serotonin or endorphins? What is what?
Dopamine.
There we go.
One of those 3. Those are some science words.
Okay. So I had like more fun stuff. One, listening to more records. Because one of the things I want to do is instead of just having background noise of a thing I'm not watching.
Yeah.
Like listening to more music and also finding new music I like.
Yeah.
Because all I do is go back. You know, we had the same problem. Like I like old music. So like I just go back to the same thing. And I'm like, this is fine. But I've been listening to this Fleetwood Mac album for 20 years. It's a classic. But am I still going to be listening to Rumors in another 20? Like,
and
I have to move with the times.
It'll be there.
It'll be there. It's not going anywhere.
What do you want to eat tonight? Maybe you want a home cooked favorite, but you don't feel like going to the store? Or you want something exciting and new, but it would be great to stay at home? Well, DoorDash connects you with everything you want, whenever and however you want it. Along with the restaurants you love, you can now get groceries and other essential items delivered with DoorDash. Get drinks, snacks, and other household items in under an hour. Every time you place an order for pickup or delivery, you're setting off a chain reaction that helps give back to the people who make your neighborhood unique. With over 300,000 partners, you can support your neighborhood go-tos or choose from your favorite national restaurants like Popeyes, Chipotle, and the Holy Grail that is Cheesecake Factory. With DoorDash, you're not just getting the things you love, but supporting the community you love too. From the stores and restaurants to the Dashers driving around, each purchase provides a new opportunity for everyone involved because with DoorDash, there is a neighborhood of good in every order. And for a limited time, you listeners can get 50% off up to a $20 value and $0 delivery fees when you download the DoorDash app and enter code GETWEIRD. That's 50% off up to a $20 value and $0 delivery fees when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code GETWEIRD. Don't forget the code GETWEIRD for 50% off up to a $20 value and $0 delivery fees with DoorDash. Subject to change, terms apply. When it comes to personal hygiene, who has the time to read that long list of ingredients on the back of the bottle? I don't. Some ingredients I can't even pronounce. If you're like me and you care about what goes on your body, it's time to try Native personal care products like I did. Every Native product is thoughtfully formulated to keep you feeling and smelling fresh all day long. You know Native for their aluminum-free deodorant. Native keeps their ingredients list bare naked with ingredients you understand like coconut oil, shea butter, and baking soda. I can pronounce all of those. Native deodorant checks a lot of boxes. 72-hour odor protection, naturally derived ingredients, a smooth residue-free application. Native also offers a variety of scents with new and limited edition scents being released all the time. When you use Native, you will smell amazing all day thanks to their long-lasting scents. Want to smell spicy and woodsy or clean and fresh? Native has a scent option for everyone. They also have limited edition cabin collection scents happening right now. I'm talking warm cider and cinnamon, cashmere and rain, toasted marshmallow and vanilla, wild wood and cardamom. I did get their warm cider and cinnamon, and oh my gosh, I want to drink myself in a good way. Now is the time to make the switch from an antiperspirant to Native. When you visit their site, you can discover all their fresh scents and maybe even try out one of their body washes while you're at it. I got that going on in my shower too, and I love it. Smell and feel fresh all day long with Native. Get 20% off your first order by going to nativedeo.com/TMGW or use promo code TMGW at checkout. That's nativedeo.com/TMGW or use promo code TMGW at checkout for 20% off your first order.
I want to go see art being performed.
Yeah,
talked about this.
Definitely.
Yeah, I want to go see plays. I want to go to the ballet. I want to go to more concerts, not just to get fucked up, but to like appreciate it. I need to like go see people, go live comedies, like see people do things that like are important to them.
Yeah, it's inspiring.
Because you went and saw Home Alone, the orchestra.
Yes, and it was almost like emotional when the orchestra first started
Really?
playing. It was they played like the 20th Century Fox,
I love that.
And when they did that at first with the drums and everything, it was just like, oh shit, I wasn't super prepared for how like immersive and cool this was going to be. It was just like really, really beautiful. Also, I've never watched, maybe I talked about this, I don't remember.
I don't remember if we podcasted since then.
Maybe we did. No, yeah, because we saw a screening of Home Alone. So it was a screening of Home Alone.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
With a
live orchestra that played all the music throughout the film. And I just got super fixated on watching this woman play the harp the whole time. I don't think I've ever watched someone play a harp.
It's a full body workout.
I wanted to know everything about her. Because I was like, how did she end up here?
Yeah.
Where, at what point did she decide her instrument is the harp? It must have been
Dedicating
something
her
else.
life.
And the way she moved her hands, I've never seen. It was so specific. It was like a hand model, just like modeling her nails while like stroking. It didn't even look like she was touching the strings. It was so fluid and beautiful. And it was just like, and the harp is massive compared to all the other instruments. So I just found myself at one point, I totally missed like 10 minutes of the film because I was just staring at this woman. I was like, this is so intoxicating right now. But stuff like that, I want to find more.
Did? You know what you did? You harped on her.
I did.
Absolutely. No, it is interesting when you're, I haven't been, that was LA Philharmonic, right?
Yeah, it was at the Walt Disney. Yeah.
So I haven't been. I mean, I have actually a couple years ago. We did like screening. I think of like a Harry Potter at the Hollywood Bowl with the live orchestra with the Philharmonic, which is so cool. But yeah, when you are just really zoning in and going like, so you dedicated your life to this one instrument.
I wanted to know, like, when she was younger, what was it like to carry this big ass instrument around? Did you get made fun of? Did people find it like you weren't ever? Is it competitive? What are the other harpists like? Is that what you call yourselves?
Harpies.
Is there a community?
Was she like obsessed with angels? Was her mother a harpist? And so that gets like, because not a lot of people grow up with like access to a harp.
Exactly. That's I was doing my own podcast with her in my head.
I feel stoned. I'm really thinking about like the history of harps.
I was a little stoned when we went to see this.
I mean, I assumed, but yeah, it's so interesting how people go like, no, this is my instrument and I'm going to like work. So also like when I see a woman who's playing a harp, which isn't often.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't even thought about one in a long time.
That's what I mean. Yeah. I was just like, I went down a wormhole in my head.
But you go like, okay, clearly she's a classically trained harpist.
Yeah.
But like, is she also in like kind of a funky band with the harp?
Right.
Like to kind of let loose, you know, where she's like, we also get funky with harps.
Right. Are there electric harps that are like badass where you can play like a synth kind of sound on it or something? I don't know anything about it, but I wanted to know everything about it. It was.
Have you looked up anything since that night, or it was just
no? But
then?
I meant to look up. I got really curious about like how much do professional orchestra people get paid, and I forgot to look that up. I just remembered that I wanted to look that up.
Is that their full-time job?
That's what I wondered.
I'm sure it depends. Which orchestra. Or what's the difference in a harmonic and an orchestra?
Major orchestra salaries range by the orchestra from a little over $100,000 to a little over 150.
Holy
wow.
shit. So they're probably also teachers though. Like I bet that harpist is like the harp teacher at USC.
So right. But that's what I wonder too. I'm like, is this your full-time job?
Yeah.
Do you travel with the orchestra? Principals, it says, the ranking member of each orchestra section can make, in some instances, more than $400,000 a year.
What?
And it says most major orchestras play for a season lasting only about 9 months a year.
So they still get a season off.
So it's like school.
Like, because what's the season you need symphonies the least? Or orchestras the least, because you're banging them out at Christmas for stuff like this. Yeah. You need those summer, they're accompanying concerts and things like that. Do they get fall off, or is it spring off?
I don't know. I see. These are all questions I would have asked this woman if we talked.
You should absolutely find out her name, send her an email, and be like, can I conduct an interview with you?
Like, I don't know if anyone else finds this as interesting as I do. But
I guarantee just putting the interview on Patreon will be the biggest outlet she's spoken for in a long time. Wow.
I didn't know that. Wow. Okay.
Okay. More stuff.
Yeah. What else you got?
So I want to go see art. So anytime you want to go see art, let's go see it.
100%.
Let's go see it. These is like hand in hand. Dinner parties, which you know I love, but I still want to, and breakfast dates with friends.
Yeah,
so
that's great.
I think a lot of times I always just associate catching up with a friend over like drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of like yesterday, and this is why I'm moving weird.
Yeah.
I went to a Pilates class.
I thought you meant moving weird in like that dialogue that people use for how they operate in like business.
Oh no,
like,
I'm making some weird moves. No, yesterday I was like, yeah, let's get going on this month. And so I went to an 8 a.m. Pilates class with our friend Drea, and then went and got a smoothie and coffee, and we talked for like an hour, and I'm like, I'm much more alert.
Yeah.
For breakfast to talk with a friend than to go. And also it's nice too, because no offense to that friend, but like you have an out.
Oh yeah.
You still have to start your
the
day.
rest of the day.
It's not like, let's get a drink. Oh shit. We're here and it's midnight. It's like, all right, well, it's 10 now.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to go get breakfast with Daniel Prada on Thursday. And I'm like, I love it.
Yeah. That's the way to do it. That's what I'm all into, having productive mornings. I think that's the new era I'm in.
Which ties in with the either no drinking, less drinking, or drinking earlier.
Yep.
Which one of mine is going to bed earlier.
Yeah, there you go.
One of them is being so silly, which I think was just we talked about with my Beverly Hills Hotel with Melissa date. Is I want to do more stupid shit that's just like silly.
Well, you have
silly.
We all had this like period of time post pandemic that I think made us all feel strange, and now we're finally like in our groove to be able to commit to stuff like that again.
Yeah, I've gotten too comfy. I've gotten too cozy. And cozy is great, and I've been wearing the comfy you gave me.
It's great. Yeah.
I mean, I've been walking around here looking like a Lego.
That's what I mean. It's like that. It's like, I feel like a minion in reverse. You know how they don't wear shirts? This is like you can walk around with no pants on.
You are wearing a full blanket. I've been wearing the comfy for the last week, to the point where I came in the other day. I was like on the couch wearing, I was really dressed up, leggings and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And Chip was trying to mess with me. He was like, go put that comfy back on, because he can mess with me more. I was like, if you have gotten so desensitized that me slipping into something more comfortable is a comfy, then like I've really worn you down, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay. Dancing, both dance classes and going dancing, because I love going dancing.
Yeah.
Old movies. What I want to do is I want to like watch one kind of classic movie a week.
Okay.
Because there's so many, especially since I want to direct and stuff, like there's so many times where I pretend to understand a reference.
Oh, story of my life.
I know. But so I just want to be like, yeah, of course I've seen that iconic movie.
Yeah.
That's probably referenced in so many more movies and camera angles and stuff. And so, okay, here's my blanketed statement.
Yeah.
For the year. Even though I say like being so silly and doing all this stuff, I said this the other day and I was like, does this sound pretentious? I was like, take yourself a little more seriously.
Yeah.
And that it's like, I feel like, sorry guys, this is where I'm gonna
don't apologize. This is part of the process. You don't have to apologize.
Okay, sorry guys. This is so, I just apologize for all. Oh no. Oh god, I'm a woman. Oh no. Oh sorry, I apologize, guys. This is where I'm like, oh man, I'm so sorry. This isn't about a dildo. This is a real, actual emotion.
You don't have to apologize for being slightly sincere.
Take myself for seriously. I was talking to my friend about it yesterday, and I was like, I feel like there's a little bit of Arrested Development with me, and with all of us, but like with me, because we spent a good amount of time like killing it for being immature.
Yes.
And in addition to that, having other peers who are doing the same things, they weren't doing it on the internet, so they also looked at us like it wasn't real.
Yeah.
And I think and there's just something about like I'm turning 40 next year where I was like, remember, you're an adult and you do a lot of whether impressive things or like you're working on things that are good that no one's seen yet.
Yeah.
That like, take yourself seriously.
Yeah.
Quit being like, well, you like go get the breakfast date with the friend you haven't seen in 8 years who's doing like real shit. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that sounds weird.
No, it doesn't, because I get exactly what you mean, because I do feel like there's a tendency to be like stuck in a time of like surreal success that hasn't been fully processed or registered, and to feel like that, and to like kind of cling to that like moment in time, that era in time, as something that indicated success. And so it's like, I gotta hold on to that because that's the part that made me successful or gave me X, Y, or Z. And so I'm totally on the same page as you of being like, I'm 37. Okay. That's a number for some reason that hits different than 36 did.
Yeah.
And so it's time for me to like try to be myself in the world.
Yes.
And what does that mean to me? Let's figure it out.
But also, Grace, I feel like in addition to that, and I'm not negating your process in it, but like for me, it's also like, I guess for a while it's been like a very little latent thing of, well, prove yourself. And now I just want to be like, no, I've proved myself. Yeah. I've got a fucking resume. I've done shit. I did a lot of cool things with my friends that a lot of people didn't do.
Yeah.
And wearing that as like a badge of honor and like owning it.
Yeah.
As opposed to being like, well, so now I'm doing more traditional. It's like, oh, I did all this cool shit.
Yeah.
you're welcome. And I don't
Yeah.
know, just being like a little more like confident in the history of what the career has been.
And yourself, that it's like
As
you
opposed
don't
to like, I still gotta go get them.
And also, I think I don't know. I
I'm
get
talking
it.
in circles.
I get it because there's that constant conditioning of having. I mean, when we first started out in the internet, we had to prove to everyone that this was significant in any capacity.
Right.
And so you build this like response mechanism of having to show everyone how good you are at stuff
Yeah.
or how impressive or trying to get validation in some way. And it's exhausting because you're like, oh, what if I'm enough? And
Yeah.
like that part's really cool. And I can let go of this like constant like nagging energy that's telling me I need to like perform in a certain way for other people to validate my experience. It's also like the whole thing I've been working on for years of just like shedding the persona of this like era that I think I clung to like really hard and didn't know what happens when that like doesn't go away.
Right.
But when I like just shuffle my deck a little bit more.
Right.
And now it's me with that as part of me. Again, talking in circles, I feel like, but same sort of idea.
You
of
guys,
just
I
being
hope
like,
you listening understand this because me and Grace are clicked into each other's thoughts.
this is why we couldn't be the life coaches that you see on the
No.
internet because we can't talk super succinctly and all
No.
these buzzy buzzwords. But
I'm like, be so silly. Get breakfast dates. That's the key to success.
I think it's like being unapologetically yourself, which is
Yeah.
a cliche, but also when you start doing that, then you're like, oh, all the other, it's like a domino effect. All the other areas of your life start to get affected by you just like taking yourself seriously and being confident in who you are without having to prove to anyone else that you are this person with a resume.
Or you don't have to be embarrassed to like level up.
Yeah.
Like mentally or physically, or there's a good part of being like, oh, well, if I don't try as hard as I can, then if you don't get it or if you don't make it or
Right.
sell it or work out, like
Yeah.
it's a little bit to like the double-edged sword of like my humor being self-deprecating, but also overly confident. And it's like figuring out like,
Yeah.
you can still do both.
Exactly. That
Yeah.
there is room for both. It doesn't have to be so black and white. The gray area can be fun too.
Look at us go.
Wow. I mean, it's January 3rd and look at all
we've
the
already-
growth we've just had in the last 20 minutes.
Wait, but one of the resolutions is to read more, and that's an exciting
Yes.
announcement on your end.
Yes. So for those of you, again, another plug of our Patreon.
Yeah.
Mamrie started this thing last year called Barfly. So
2 years ago, I think.
2 years
It's just
ago.
last year we only read like 3 books.
But
Sorry,
what,
guys. That's 3 more than I would have.
do you want to explain the impetus?
Oh,
for it?
yeah. So Barflies, I'm bad at reading. So the acronym for that is BAR. I like drinking, hence a barfly. So like the whole idea is like it's a book club for people who like maybe otherwise don't read or they just want another reason to read. And we read a book. I was hoping it'd be monthly. It's more like every 3 months. And then I do a live stream where we make a cocktail that pertains to the book. And we just kind of like, I basically talk at a computer for an hour.
Yeah.
So it's virtual book club.
Love it.
Yeah.
And I've loved that you were doing that. And now that I'm finished with school and I actually can read for fun, I'm hopping into the Barflies mix.
Yeah, we got a new fly,
Woo-hoo!
bitch.
And we're going to trade off month to month of who hosts the book and the live stream. And I'm taking January and the book that I already
let me
posted.
write it down. Oh, I'm so excited.
I posted this on our Patreon yesterday.
Okay.
The book that we're reading this month is called The Mountain Is You by Brianna Weiss. I don't know how to say her last name. I started reading this at the end of last year. I love it so much. It's about transforming self-sabotage into self-mastery, kind of in line with a little bit of what you're talking about.
The mountain is me.
Taking yourself seriously. And the 28th, I believe, let me check my calendar. Yes, the 28th is when I'll be doing the live stream. So feel free to sign up for our Patreon so that you can be part of that if you want to.
And for those who've asked me before, it's all levels. So Patreon starts at $5 a month.
Yeah.
And that gets you access to a bunch of fun stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
wow. I'm excited you're on this Barfly journey. We have to get you Barfly merch.
I know. We have to get that. And also just the specifics is that I'm going to be, I think, focusing on like nonfiction books. I bought a whole fuckload of self-helpy related stuff.
Are you going to do like biographies and stuff too? Or
Possibly.
Like,
I have a bunch of books that I want to look through and see like what makes sense, like for everyone versus like what is more niche for me
how
behind
to be
the
a
scenes.
cis white female living in Los Angeles.
I thought I would start with a book that already has been just like very cool to read, and the way that Brianna writes, I freaking love her style of writing. I've been reposting a bunch of her snippets on my Instagram story lately. And she just has this like very cool, poetic, beautiful, and easy to read style that I'm just obsessed with right now.
Look at us go. Also,
we're
guys,
going.
I need you to, y'all who are listening, which is anyone who's hearing this. I talked like very serious and this and that, which is out of my comfort zone. I also, on New Year's Eve, took shambongs, went to Gigi Gorgeous's, took so many tequila shots, I fell in her driveway, and I currently have a Band-Aid.
I wanted to ask you about this because Gigi invited me, and I was like, oh, I'm so appreciative that she even still invites me to things.
I know.
Because I feel like I'm just a hermit now, but we had just such a long week of travel that I was like, I am Gigi, thank you so much, but I am literally just going to be in my house.
Gigi, avid listener of this, is hearing this right now.
Love her.
I love her so much, but it's so funny because she's so good at, like I said, like being a social chair and inviting stuff. And like the last 5 things she's invited me to, I couldn't come to.
Yeah.
And so she sent it to me, and I sent her. I went into an app and I did a side by side, which was a picture of her Christmas post, and she looks like a glamazon Barbie, fucking like Santa as a Barbie.
Yeah, she looks so good all the time.
So
it
good.
blows my mind.
It's so annoying. So I said to her, I did a side-by-side of her and me on Christmas. And I said, quick question, Gigi. I was like, when you say you're having a party, this is what you looked like on Christmas, and this is what I looked on Christmas. So, like, how crazy are you going? Because I don't want to show up looking like a toe.
Right, yeah.
And she's like, oh, no, it's casual, just like a small group, just like bites and fun and a couple drinks and, like, nothing crazy. And then, of course, I show up, and I'm just, like, looking like a toddler about to look up the skirts of all these gorgeous women. But, yeah, no, of course, it's me and Gigi. We did. I shambonged at dinner, then had 2 martinis.
Shambong is just a bong where you just like...
You drink like a glass of champagne.
Yeah, like all in one go.
And then I went to Gigi's, and then we started taking tequila shots because we're trouble with each other.
I know, that's the
thing. And then I ate a mushroom gummy, and then I smoked a joint.
Whoa. That Trinity... It depends what order you did all of that in.
No, and then I have no idea what order I did it in. I mean, Willem posted a pic of us the next day. Don't remember taking that one. Truly, the next day I woke up and I was like, "Hi, babe," and she was like, "Hi," and I was like, "That was so much fun." Yeah, and I go, "Why is there a hole in my hands?" He's like, "You ate shit running to the Uber." I was like, every time I leave Gigi's house, I have an injury.
That's what I was gonna say. Isn't it every time you leave, you fall in the driveway?
I fall in the driveway. Every time. It's not a treacherous driveway. I just run because I leave there so shit-faced. Probably at like the idea I get to go home to snacks.
Yeah.
So we definitely woke up the next day and I was like, damp January.
Yeah.
So I'm on day 3 of not drinking, which to me is basically like Lent.
Which is basically just still getting out all of the alcohol from New Year's Eve.
I've been getting in my sauna bag.
No, I know. It's that was another thing too that I was like, Gigi elicits so much fun that I know even if I went with the best of intentions of like being low key, I know I couldn't resist like just fully going hard for the sake of Gigi also going hard.
Oh, I'm sure all I was doing was like just hugging Nats and telling him how much I loved him as I think Chip goes, and we saw boobs. I go, we saw boobs? Who's boobs? I don't know. So anyway, Gigi texted me the next day and she's like, you're an icon. You are the moment. I was like, we're a mess. She's like, you're one of one. I was like, well, as long as we left and everyone still likes us, game on. Happy New Year. So anyway, I needed that to negate like my spirituality of like owning my age and my history. And I'm also
still having fun.
Absolutely a friggin' mess.
Oh, I love that.
This new year, you've got goals, and Factor is here to help you achieve each and every one of them. You can save time and have energy you need to tackle everything on your to-do list with Factor's ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. That is correct. There ain't no chopping, there ain't no prepping, there ain't no cleaning. They are fresh, never frozen meals ready in just 2 minutos. Yes, learning Spanish is still one of my resolutions. That is 2 minutes for those of you who only speak English. Okay, no matter what your lifestyle is, Factor has the meals to help you live it to the fullest. We're talking keto, calorie smart, vegan and veggie for moi, plus protein plus meals on the menu each week, prepared by chefs and approved by dietitians. Each meal has all the ingredients you need to feel satisfied all day long. And y'all, there are options no matter what your goals are this year. There are 34 chef prepared, dietitian approved weekly options. Like for me, I'm going to be rocking that veggie and vegan menu. And this week, let's see what deliciousness they have. Okay, they got blackened tofu with Cajun broccoli, peppers, and a vegan remoulade. Oh, they got a 3-bean chili, corn bone casserole. They've got a peanut Buddha bowl with cilantro quinoa, gochujang, spiced peanuts, and sesame broccoli. Y'all, I'm sorry, I have to finish reading this ad because my mouth is freaking watering. If you're looking to cut back on takeout, which I am, get Factor instead. Factor is cheaper. It's cheaper than takeout. They're ready quicker than a restaurant delivery. You're looking to see if that driver has picked up your meal and they're not even close. Well, this one is ready in just 2 minutes. If you're trying to eat less meat this year, try the vegan and veggie meals. I'm telling you, they are delicious and you can enjoy it without any hassle. 2 minutes, you guys. Who doesn't have 2 minutes? Get America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit and start saving time. So head to factor75.com/TMGW60 and use code TMGW60 to get 60% off your first box. That's code TMGW60 at factor75.com/TMGW60 to get 60% off your first box. You guys, check it out. It could be a big factor in those resolutions.
Okay. So you were East Coast for Christmas, though.
Yes, we were East Coast. We did such a whirlwind.
I know. And you guys are so good at doing that.
We almost didn't go at first
Really?
Because we had a layover in Detroit on our way out. And
this was when the storm was happening.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so we toyed around with the idea of shit, if we get stuck in Detroit, we're gonna be stuck through the weekend. So what do we do? Yeah. So it's truly a gamble.
And also when it's something like that, it's not like you can do, which I know is back of the head Helbig of, oops, we'll get stuck and I know a really cute hotel that we can go in. It's no, everything's booked.
Exactly. We're gonna be sleeping in an airport for a night and neither one of us want to do that. But we made it. We actually ended up having one of the easiest days of travel.
Ooh, we love that.
Weirdly, because we got out right before the storm hit, thankfully. So we got there fine, got to see my little brother's new place in Philly, which looks so cute and good. He's amazing at decorating. Holy shit. Ooh. I didn't know he had it in him. And then we just did the parade of seeing parents and it was exhausting. We went to my, and nice. It was great. It was just.
Parents listening.
It was just a lot of to my dad's house, went to my mom's house, and then we flew down to Florida. And then we flew back from Florida. And we were supposed to fly back into Burbank, but I fell asleep on the very end of the flight and woke up and we were in LAX.
Really? They keep doing that to you?
They did an emergency landing in LAX.
Emergency? It's the same distance.
No one understood. They didn't make any announcement until we had landed. And everyone was like, what the hell is going on? And this was also at midnight. We landed
That sucks.
Super late. We had a layover in Dallas and it was we were running from our plane thinking that we were missing our layover. Then we got there and it was delayed. So we were like, okay. Then the drunkest woman I've ever seen in the airport came over in the Dallas airport before our final leg. She and this woman wasted 17 sheets to the wind are this woman is carrying all of her stuff for her. She's got one of those space backpacks with a dog in it. With
the little window.
Yeah, and so, but she's swinging it all over the place.
No.
Everyone at the gate is what the hell? And this woman, they're both drunk. This is putting her stuff down and helping her. And she's like, I love you so much. And they're loving on each other. And then she's looking for her ticket and she's helping her find her ticket. She's like, not this one. That's your old flight. This is your new flight.
Oh God.
And this woman, they had just met at the bar, clearly. And she was like, okay, I'm going to leave you here. Left this woman who had bags everywhere. Elliot and I go sit because our flight's like delayed a little bit longer. And then suddenly we just see the woman that's left, the owner of the dog, who's the woman on our flight. We just see her walking away by herself, and she's walking away and she's going, what the fuck am I doing? And she's walking away and goes to the bathroom, we assume. So we go over to her gate. She had like asked a guy near her. There's this whole group of people, because we're all just waiting at this gate to be let on this plane, to watch this dog. And I hear this other woman say to the guy, you own a dog now.
Oh my God.
For like 10 minutes, this woman does not come back. And I'm like, what the hell? And everyone's kind of like whispering about it at the gate because this woman was such a spectacle.
Yeah.
And then finally she comes back and she's like trying to get the dog in the container and can't like fit him right. And so the guy's trying to help her, and we're just like,
take
holy
this dog
shit,
away.
please someone take this dog away. Then we get on the plane. I don't see her like get on the plane. Like we ended up like, they boarded us really quickly because we were running behind, and then they like took off, and I'm like, did we even see that woman get on the plane? Because I was also just trying not to look. It's like one of those things where you're like, I don't want to look.
I don't want to
this.
engage.
Yeah, I don't want. This seems so uncomfortable.
I'm not the next best friend.
Right, and there's enough people that are already like that she's outsourcing to around
Yeah.
her. Like, I don't want to get near this. So then we're on the flight, and we're already like hours late.
Does she like drop down from the overhead compartment?
I have no idea. In my mind, I thought that I'm like, oh, I wonder if like they told her she was too drunk to get on this plane. Like, cause she was
Probably. She was probably
wasted.
going to do the classic iconic movie of splashing water on your face, which that does not work. It just ruins your makeup.
Right. And then I fall asleep. We land. We're in LAX. They're like, sorry, there was some fog over Burbank. We couldn't land there. And everyone's like, what the fuck is going on? And so we're stuck on the tarmac for 40 minutes because they had to find a gate for us now at LAX. So we're already like so tired. And then we finally get off the plane. There's all this confusion on where the bags are being sent to. And we finally get our bags and we go to get an Uber. And the drunk woman's just outside smoking a cigarette with her dog.
With the dog? Thank
and
God.
laughing with a new drunk friend that she found. That's literally... Elliot and I are just so tired with our like big ass bags trying to find an Uber now and go to like the Uber parking lot. And we just look around and just hear this laughing. I was like, oh, she did make the flight.
She got a
Okay.
new friend. Well, maybe her friend was like, I came inside to get you because they had to fucking escort you.
Oh, yeah, wild. And then we get in this Uber, and the woman that ended up being our Uber driver was super nice and chatty at first, and then started telling us that mermaids were real and that the government is watching her.
Fantastic. I know. Our New Year's Uber, it was a 5-minute ride, and it started, and we learned, like, he has this many dogs.
Yeah.
One put him down. He owns 15 properties.
Yeah.
I used to be a doctor. Oh, you should go see the restaurant I own. And we're just like, what? Happy New Year's, man.
Yeah, this woman was so nice at first, and I was like, "Oh, we're talking. We're talking in this Uber."
Does Elliot go? Is Elliot play along? Because Chip will be like, "Why did you engage?"
Well, that's the thing. I was so tired at that point, and Elliot, because we were like, we were in the car at like 12:30. We were 3 hours ahead of East Coast time, and we've been going to bed at like 10:30 every night anyway. So I was like, it's past my bedtime. And this woman was super chatty. We had like a 40-minute ride to get home in this Uber, and Elliot, bless him, picked up the torch and started like just responding
Bless
to her.
him. Chip would never.
'Cause
Chip
I
would
was
tuck
like,
and roll on the 405 as I continue to say,
I tuned out for a while, and then I tuned back in when she started to say that the government was listening on her calls because some people are smarter than other people. She seemed super smart and super sharp, and all of this. I was making funny jokes and everything, and then she would say these certain things that I was like, whoa, okay. And he was like, you tuned out, I guess, when she was telling me how mermaids are real and that they're in the ocean.
I wish drunk girl with the dog had gotten in that Uber and we had that on video.
That would have been like old school taxi cab confessions.
Oh God, they need to bring that back.
Yeah, except it might be kind of a dark.
Is it? Yeah, that'd be weird. On a lighter note, did I tell you what I got Mary for Christmas?
I thought you said, did I tell you I got married
No!
for Christmas? I was like, what?
Can you imagine this is how I drop it?
No, what did you get married?
So I got her because I know where she gets her tattoos, which is
Yeah.
up the street from me because I took her to remember when she had me bring her to get her first one? 'Cause she was so nervous. She was like, will you just walk me up there and make sure it's not like terrible? I was like, no problem. Which also super cute. Yeah. She gets the numbing cream. You know what? She got Chip numbing cream for Christmas. Oh. She also got me a shower curtain that is a huge picture of beans.
Oh my God, that's great.
It's just a huge pic of beans. But I just went up to the tattoo parlor to get her just like $100 like gift certificate for next one. But so I walk in and I knew it was that, and they're like, "What can I do for you?" I was like, "Oh, I was trying to get a gift certificate for a friend of mine. If you do those," and they were like, "Yeah, no problem. Who's the tattoo artist?" Like, because it would go to the specific tattoo artist. Okay. And I was like, "I don't know." I was like, "But she comes here pretty often," and so I was basically like, I brought her to bring her first one, and now she's been here like 50 times. She's my dog walker. He was like, "Short hair?"
You must be Mamrie.
He was like, "Short hair, gets a lot of tiny random tattoos." I was like, "Yeah, including my dog's name." Which I'm proud to report, since then she's got another dog's name on her.
Okay.
Which is hilarious though, because the dog's name is Eddie Money, like the recording artist.
Oh.
So it looks like she's a huge Eddie Money fan, as opposed to this puggle named Eddie Money.
It's great. I love it.
So anyway, so they were like, yeah, I was like, "Yes, Mary." And he was like, "Oh, okay, I got you. That's my friend John that tattoos her." Like, they already knew. We did that, and I gave it to her, and she was like, "This is the best gift I've gotten all year."
That's so great.
I know, and she's gonna get a new tattoo.
It's gonna be your face.
No, I already know it's of an autumn leaf. She's getting things for each season.
Oh, that's sweet.
But it's so funny. I went to go give her Christmas gift, and she's like, "You gotta check this out." I was like, "What, Mary?" She goes, "Look at my shirt." She opens it. It's just one like Christmas tree, just like a plain tree, and one that's done up like Christmas. Yeah. And the undecorated one is just saying, "You whore." Just like, that's just the most Mary.
She's not wrong. Sounds like a great shirt.
Oh,
sounds like a great shirt.
Little Virgin Mary. Oh, well, okay.
Wowie wow.
I feel like we could keep going, but I feel like we should wait and do more next week.
Because we're back in, baby.
We're back in, baby. The last thing I want to say, which I thought would maybe be a good bonus pod this month, by the way, that's another tier on Patreon. Yes, it's the top of the year, you guys. We have to plug Patreon. Patreon.com/JustMikeItWeird. Is, I know we're through Christmas, but Chip and I rewatched Love Actually. Have we done that for a bonus pod?
I don't think so.
Because Chip, since we've been dating, I always thought it was really cute that he was like, "Love Actually is such a cute movie. I like that movie." And then we rewatched it and we're both like, "This movie sucks."
Really? Yes. No, I don't. And have I seen this movie?
Oh my God.
If
Grace,
I did, it must
we're
have been
reviewing it.
Mr. Bean is in this?
For like a second, but yes.
Oh, wow.
I've had in my head, it is like fantastic. And I won't go into details, but even like the iconic like scene where he's doing like the note, like the cue cards to be like, "I love you." It's not okay.
Well,
so
then,
if you guys are into it, if your patrons, go on there and let us know. I'll put up a little poll because I know some people are like, "Christmas is done, so tell me nothing about it," which like I'm that person, but I have so many thoughts that I feel like you will also have a lot to say.
And you wanted to watch more classic films, so here we go.
Classic. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in with us. We hope your resolutions are going well, or you're staying true to not doing any. And if you haven't Googled about the masturbating walrus who ruined a New Year's Eve celebration in England, I high key recommend it. That's the energy I'm bringing into 2023. This got weird.